Imagine this. You create something from scratch, something that becomes your life's work. You put your heart, soul, and every ounce of your passion into it. Then one day, it's taken away from you. You're fired from the very company you built. Sounds like a nightmare, right? This was Steve Jobs' reality in 1985. After leading Apple to groundbreaking success, Jobs was ousted from the company he founded. The world thought it was over for him. The visionary who changed technology forever had been knocked down. But little did anyone know, this setback was only the beginning of an even greater comeback that we all experience setbacks, right? Maybe it's losing a job, a failed business idea, or a personal failure. It feels like the end. But as we'll see in Jobs' story, sometimes being knocked down is the best thing that can happen to us. After being fired, Steve Jobs could have gone into hiding, wallowed in self-pity, or walked away from the tech world for good. Instead, he took a step back to reevaluate everything. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't quick. In the quiet of those early years, Jobs found his true calling again. He didn't just sit around feeling sorry for himself, he got to work. Jobs founded Next, a new company that would eventually change the future of computing, and bought Pixar, the animation company that would later revolutionize the film industry. When life doesn't go as planned, we often feel lost. But taking time to reflect, pivot, and redirect our energy can lead us to new, unexpected opportunities. Jobs didn't give up on his dreams, he found a new way forward, and that's a lesson we can all learn. Apple, the company Jobs built from the ground up, was struggling. After his departure, it lost its way. The innovation slowed, and the company began losing ground to rivals. But just as everything seemed to be slipping away, the board at Apple made an unexpected call. In 1996, Apple was on the brink of collapse. The company invited Jobs back, and just like that, the prodigal son returned. But this wasn't a simple comeback. This was Jobs coming back with a fire inside him, determined to change everything. That it's easy to feel like we're stuck after a failure, especially when others seem to have moved on without us. But Jobs' return to Apple shows us that it's never too late to come back stronger than ever, no matter how far we've fallen. When Jobs returned to Apple, it wasn't just about saving the company. It was about rethinking everything. From the products to the people to the company culture, Jobs set out to transform it all. Apple's new direction was bold and risky. He cut the company's product lines down to focus on just a few, and he brought in a fresh, innovative design philosophy. It was this simplicity and creativity that led to the development of iconic products like the iMac, iPod, and ultimately, the iPhone. In our own lives, we often have to make hard decisions and take risks. Whether it's cutting out the clutter, focusing on what truly matters, or taking the leap into something new, Jobs' story teaches us that innovation and bold choices are what create lasting change. It wasn't all smooth sailing after Jobs returned to Apple. In fact, he faced incredible challenges, financial struggles, skepticism from investors, and fierce competition. But Jobs didn't shy away from the pressure. He thrived under it. Jobs' relentless pursuit of perfection often meant making tough calls. He pushed his team hard, demanding the best from them. And sometimes, his visionary ideas were met with resistance. But the results spoke for themselves. Apple was about to become a force no one could ignore. The road to success is never a straight line. We all face obstacles, but it's how we handle them that defines us. Jobs didn't let failure defeat him. He used it to fuel his drive, and that's something we can all take away from his journey. In 2007, Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone. It wasn't just another gadget, it was a revolution. It changed the way we communicate, work, and live our daily lives. This moment wasn't just the peak of Jobs' comeback. It was the start of a new era in technology. The iPhone became more than a phone. It became a tool that empowered people to do things they never thought possible. From apps to social media, from work emails to entertainment, the iPhone redefined everything. And it was all possible because Jobs was willing to go back to his roots and rethink what technology could be. The iPhone didn't happen overnight. It took years of setbacks, ideas, and refining to create something that would change the world. So, the next time you think you're not making progress, remember that success often comes after a lot of failure, and sometimes that's where the magic happens. Steve Jobs didn't just rebuild Apple, he reshaped the entire tech industry. His legacy goes beyond the products he created. It's in the way he challenged the status quo, pushed the limits of innovation, and inspired countless people to think differently. Today, Apple continues to thrive, and Jobs' principles live on in everything the company does. But his impact isn't just about technology, it's about his ability to dream big and never give up. Steve Jobs' story reminds us that failure isn't the end, it's often just the beginning. It teaches us that setbacks are a part of the journey, but it's our resilience, vision, and drive that shape our future. If you're facing a tough moment in life right now, just remember, the greatest comebacks start with the courage to keep going. So, what can we learn from Steve Jobs' incredible journey? The next time life knocks you down, remember this. Sometimes, getting fired from your own company can be the best thing that ever happened to you. Take that setback, learn from it, and use it as fuel to come back stronger than ever. The future is yours to create, just like Steve Jobs did. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs a reminder that their comeback is possible. And don't forget to subscribe for more motivational stories that remind you, no setback is too big to overcome.